In this video, we're going to be discussing the 13 questions you need to know if this job is right for you. We're here because of the job hunt, right? That's one of the biggest reasons. You're looking for that right job out there, and you need to know if it's right for you in the hunt. Forget that you even got an offer yet. We need to know even before, potentially, if it's right for you. We need to find a job where we're going to be fulfilled. Earlier in my career, I was helping many students get jobs, but not always the right ones in the beginning, for all the wrong reasons sometimes. Forever since then, I really made a conscious decision with every student of mine to make sure we picked jobs based on what they wanted ahead of time, not in the moment. Sometimes it was money-based, sometimes it was just fun-based, sometimes it just looked good. But now, I make them go through these 13 questions I'm about to ask you, because I have learned from those stories that fulfillment is in these 13 questions. So let's figure out for you what is the right job for you, or what is the criteria that needs to be met for you. So first and foremost, when we ask the first question, always, it comes around hours and flexibility. Do you want to do the 9 to 6 thing? Do you want to do 7 to 4? Do you need to be flexible that way? What are your hours? And what is the company asking? Is it 40 to 60 hours? Do you even mind? But flexible hours doesn't matter. Sometimes it doesn't. The next question is philanthropy and community. Do you need this job to care and have a care services or a community that is thriving, that you can be philanthropic, whatever. Community service. Do you want them to encourage you to give your time to community service? The next question I'd ask is pay and bonus. Now, we all want to get paid. That's not the question here. But how much is what you're looking for? How much of a bonus do you need? Do you even need a bonus? I get there's a base salary, but like I said, that's not what we're getting at here. I want to know if they pay you $10,000 more, does it now become a more attractive job? And I would actually discourage you from that. Money should be the least of your concerns. If it's enough to get you started in your career, enough to get going in the very beginning, this is not where you find fulfillment. Pay is not fulfillment at all. Just throwing that out there. Next question is vacation. How much vacation do you need? I know a lot of people nowadays that love to take, weekend trips, 4 or 5 day weekend trips. Those are long weekend trips, but take a lot of vacation. Anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks is what ideal to start out for them. Some companies only start you with 2. So how important is that? Next is your manager. When you're interviewing, how involved does your manager need to be? Now, I get from a job description, you might not know this, but do you need an involved manager? Do you want one that's going to be advocating for you? Well, hell yeah. But how ingrained to the process do you want them to be? Do you need someone who's on top of you? Do you like someone who doesn't micromanage or micromanages? What do or don't you like? Because you can ask those targeted questions when you go into the interview too, to learn a bit more about your manager. The next is the importance of your work, or the importance is of your job role. Do those matter? Does it matter that you're in an important job role? Because I knew earlier in my career, there were parts of my job that were like, hey, you build this tool, somebody will use it. Great. And there's been other parts of my career where it's like, this will change lives. And I'll tell you now, looking back at that it didn't matter as much to me, and it should have mattered more. But now it's very important to me to have work that impacts lives. The next is benefits. Do they have health and social benefits? Because nowadays it's not enough to just have health care. Now you got to have the 401k plan. Now you got to have college saving or college funds. Now you got to have dog sitting. You got to have master's degree programs. You got to have a ton of stuff in these companies now. So what matters to you? Do you need them to have social benefits? Do you need just the bare minimum of health benefits, or do you need more? Another question that you should be asking yourself is pair programming. It's kind of taking the development community, I wouldn't say by storm, it's been around, but it's become really prevalent in recent years of like, everybody thinks it's the way to do pair programming. So if that is for you, how important that is that to be in your job? Next is mentoring. Do you have the ability to be mentored by someone? Is when you come in, are you going to get a buddy? Are you going to get a pal? Are you going to get a mentor that they're going to provide you to help you grow in your career at this new place? Another question is growth in the position or continued education. There's a lot of people who will get jobs who, if they don't pay attention to it and don't ask the questions ahead of time, might be stuck in a rabbit hole. where they are just not going to move at all. And the position they're coming into is the position they're going to be at for a very long time. So, and that's okay. Some people like that in the beginning of their career. It's not for everyone, but some people do. So I would challenge you to ask, is that good enough for you? And will they invest in your growth and continued education? If we talk about fulfillment, I can't think of anyone that doesn't get fulfillment or isn't happy when people reinvest in them and send them to conferences, send them to training. Now, I'm not talking about the boring training we all regret. I'm talking about the conferences that actually make an impact in lives, the conferences where they build their network, the growth they have from someone putting time and money and resources into them. My next question is the company vision. Do you align with it, and does that matter to you? Me personally, company vision, it's some words on a page, does not affect me on my day-to-day basis. But I know some people that really are encouraged when their company and their vision match up with their own. Work-life balance. This is another question. It's very big for people because nowadays when we're attached to our phones 24/7 and when work seems to never leave us, it's very important for people to become detached and be able to have a life from work. And they really, really enjoy that work-life balance. And I imagine a lot of you out there listening right now are shaking their heads like, yeah, work-life balance. Like, that's where it's at. That is a terminology people are using all the time now that I haven't met many people that don't think that's important. And last but not least, I have commitment. How committed do you want everyone to be around you? Is this going to be where you go into the job role where everyone's going to be like, we've got to do this or else we're all fired, or we got to do this, we've got to get this out there, we've got to stay, we are super committed? Or do you want a team that's going to be like, hey, it's 5:00, we've got a lot of work done, we'll see you guys Monday, it's been great? What are you looking for the commitment out of the team? Because if you're highly committed and you're giving it your all, but you're around a bunch of people who don't, well, that could be a problem. Overall, there are a lot of questions to answer, all geared towards what will help you and help you feel fulfilled when you're looking for a job or at an offer evaluation. If you're interested in help with this, I've created a service called Coding Career Fastlane where I help you with the job hunt, interviews, imposter syndrome to accelerate your career no matter where you're at. And if you want help answering these questions, let me know. I will gladly help you. It is a very important question to answer for you because this is where you find fulfillment. And not happiness, but fulfillment with your job. Because when you're happy with your job and you're fulfilled, it does amazing things for your life. So answer these 13 questions below and let us know if you have any comments or questions in the chat, and we'll see you guys next time.